Growth can feel lonely at first, and this is the truth about leveling up. Have you ever felt like the more you grow, the more disconnected you become from the people around you? Or maybe things that once excited you, they no longer do. Maybe there's certain conversations that used to feel really fulfilling and now they don't. Well, you're not alone. So during this video, I'm going to explain how you can actually create the environment that you want that makes growth feel really, really fulfilling. My name is Alex Morgan, and I help you align your actions, your beliefs, your dreams, and your thinking so you can create success. And success is here, and you might as well be ready for it. One of the easiest ways to do that is to focus on growing and understanding the power of your environment. Personal growth is often celebrated. However, few people talk about some of the things that come along with it. So why does growth feel lonely at the beginning? This is because as you evolve, as you start thinking differently, as you start having new skills and accessing certain resources, and even start changing your network, the people you started with, this doesn't mean that they're going to change as well. And the good thing, it doesn't have to feel like this if you really understand the power of your environment. So growth can feel lonely because of a few different things. So let's discuss this first. The first thing is you may outgrow old relationships. Now, during this audio, by no means am I telling you to cut out any relationships. Keep all the relationships that are important to you as long as they're serving the reality you want to create. So you may have some friendships, some connections, some people in your network that may no longer align with your values or goals. You may outgrow them. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't keep in touch with these people. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not telling you to cut out relationships. Use your best thinking as you grow, how you can maybe help these people. You can start to influence and persuade them as well and see if they want to grow along with you. The second reason is you may have different priorities. While you are focusing on things like self-improvement and you're going to the hyper-growth zone where you can take just small risks that equal huge rewards, other people may feel so comfortable with their stress, with their anxiety, with their problems that they would rather stay inside of their comfort zone and actually not do anything about it. Not you. You actually want to do something about it now. And the third reason is some people, they actually feel misunderstood. Have you ever started to think differently? Have you ever felt like that? You get so curious and you have such a willingness to really expand your mind. And then you're talking to people and they're just not really interested in what you have to say with your new way of thinking, your new skills, your new resources, your new network. So maybe there's a time where you felt understood. However, then you started to get really, really, really curious. Have you ever felt like that before? And you thought, maybe I can be around new people. And then you got this jolt of energy to start to shape your environment. And then you became totally motivated to become who you surround yourself with. So this is how your environment shapes your growth. There's a quote, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So who's in your inner circle? Who's in your friends group? Who are your colleagues? Just yesterday, I had a call with a colleague just discussing, catching up, what we're working on, who we're helping. And it was wonderful just to hear someone who's doing so well. They're so motivated to make the world a better place with their superpowers. And the thing is, we all have these superpowers. However, they understand how to use them and how they can really help others. So surround yourself with people. Think about the conversations that you want to have. Think about the things you want to achieve. And where are the people that are doing this? The second thing that you want to consider is your environment can really help you expand or it can really keep you stuck. So if you're around people who are thinking big and thinking even bigger, then chances are this is going to make personal development, your growth, it's going to make it feel exciting, like that jolt of energy. You're going to become totally motivated. If you're not around people who are helping you do this, then it's not going to seem as fun. Because as you grow, there's going to be ups and downs in the journey. Success is not just some perfect line that you just go up like on a graph. No, it's going to go up and down and all around. So you want to be around people that are willing to help you, that are willing to cheer you on, support you, and give you what you need. In return, you'll give them value as well to help them too. So think about who can be in your environment that is going to help you expand everything, your mind, your business, career, relationships, love, family, whatever it is, health, fitness, spirituality, personal development, everything. And your environment, it's not only people, it's what you consume. So what you're around, books, podcast, social media, conversations that you're hearing, all of this. This is what's funny, is from ages 0 to 7, we consume all kinds of stuff that we're not necessarily even consciously aware of. And this ends up giving us some limiting beliefs, some limiting decisions, some negative emotions. And all of a sudden, we didn't realize that we consumed all these things and we decided all of these things. So now that you're growing, be very careful, conscious of what you're taking in, what you're consuming. Are you watching TV? Are you reading books? Are you just scrolling on social media mindlessly? This is all part of your environment. And I can pretty much guarantee you that if you have this part down as well, you're not going to feel like no one's there to support you, because there's plenty of people who want to do that. So how can you actually create a supportive environment so personal growth feels like a team effort? Seek out growth-minded communities. There's masterminds, online groups, local meetups of plenty of like-minded individuals. Think people like you, where are they hanging out? Where are they going to be hanging out online and offline? The second thing, have conversations. Sometimes people around you do want to grow. However, they need some motivation. They need that energy that I talked about earlier. So find people in your current network, have open conversations with them, and see if they want to come along for the ride. If not, then have open conversations with other people. So you really need to have a willingness to experiment and be curious and communicate with others. And you also want to see what is influential to you. So be very intentional about who you're listening to and what you're listening to every single day. Because we can be easily influenced by many things and we don't really understand it, because a lot of these suggestions, the things that we're seeing, hearing, and feeling, 99% of it is at the unconscious level, in the unconscious mind. And this is creating habits, behaviors, and change. So be very intentional about the change that you want to create in everything that you are around. And understand, to create a supportive environment, that sometimes you don't have exactly what you want right this second, and that's only temporary. As you grow, you're going to attract more and more people who align with your new way of thinking. So consider that. And a way to really do this, to build the environment that you want, spend time today, after you listen to this, spend time thinking about what is the environment that you want, the people that you're going to be around. What are 25 attributes these people are going to have? What's your ideal house that you're going to live in? Your colleagues, who are your ideal colleagues? Have some attributes about them. The people that you want to grow with, what are the attributes of them? So be very intentional about your environment and think about what you're going to watch as far as content and take in and read and listen to, all those different things, how you're going to feel. Focus on your environment and spend some thinking time today, really planning that out and designing that. Because this journey of yours, it can be more fulfilling than you ever thought if you put the effort in your mind. So you can intentionally create the environment that you want, because your reality is a mirror. So do you want to be looking around at a bunch of people that are willing to help you and you're willing to help them? Or are you going to be looking around and finding people with all kinds of negative emotions and limiting beliefs? So surround yourself with the right people, because that means growth is exciting. You'll feel supported, and reward yourself along the way. Even reward yourself for creating your environment. So as you think about creating your environment, after you create this in your mind, you can write things down too, all these attributes and everything that I mentioned. Reward yourself. How can you reward yourself for doing this? And you'll see that this little effort in your mind is going to create big results. So definitely share this with someone who will benefit. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the audio and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate everyone who's been subscribing lately. It really helps me keep making content every single day. The whole idea here is to create a community of people who want to create their ideal future and really predict their results. And this helps when you have the environment that you want. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you on the next video or the next audio.